First contact and ultimatum. The stars vanished over New York first, then Beijing, then Moscow. Within hours, the night sky above every major city on Earth had been blotted out by the massive shapes of alien vessels, each one larger than Manhattan. Humanity's first contact with an alien civilization arrived not with a message of peace, but with the shadow of conquest. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the U.S. Nimitz, her eyes fixed on the tactical display, showing the positioning of the alien fleet. After 30 years in the Navy, she had thought nothing could shake her composure. She was wrong. The vessels above defied physics as she understood it, hanging motionless with no visible means of propulsion. The global communication channels erupted with a single broadcast, transmitted simultaneously in every known human language. The alien commander appeared on screens worldwide, a towering figure with iridescent scales and multiple sets of eyes arranged in geometric patterns across its face. People of Earth, the creature spoke, its voice resonating with harmonics that made humans' teeth ache. I am Supreme Commander Vexthor of the Galactic Empire. Your world has been selected for integration into our dominion. Resistance is not only futile, it is illogical. You have 72 hours to surrender your sovereignty and accept your place in our empire. In the United Nations Security Council chamber, Ambassador Marcus Adeyemi of Nigeria rose to his feet. And if we refuse? The alien's multiple eyes pulsed with cold light. Then we will demonstrate why 10,000 civilizations before you chose to submit. Your species' extinction will be thorough and efficient. What the Galactic Empire didn't understand was that humanity had spent its entire existence preparing for this moment. Not through building weapons or ships, but through something far more powerful, the human drive to survive against impossible odds. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, head of quantum physics at CERN, was the first to notice it. As she analyzed the readings from the alien ships, a pattern emerged. The Kraken's seemingly invincible technology had a fundamental flaw, one that arose from their own certainty of superiority. Their quantum shielding, she explained to the Emergency Council of World Leaders, her hands shaking with excitement rather than fear. It's based on a perfectly predictable pattern. They've achieved technological supremacy through absolute precision, but that's also their weakness. They've eliminated chaos from their equations entirely. General David Park of South Korea leaned forward. What are you saying, Doctor? I'm saying, Elena smiled, that they've forgotten something humanity learned long ago. Chaos isn't our enemy. It's our ally. Their shields can't handle quantum uncertainty. They've designed their entire civilization around eliminating it. In underground facilities across the globe, humanity began to move. The aliens had given them 72 hours, expecting submission. Instead, they had given humanity exactly what it needed, a deadline. Throughout history, humanity had proven time and again that it performed its greatest feats when backed into a corner. In a hidden facility beneath the Australian outback, Dr. James Cooper and his team worked frantically to modify their experimental quantum destabilization device. Originally designed to study particle physics, it now had a new purpose. We don't need to match their technology, he explained to the military observers. We just need to introduce enough quantum chaos into their systems to disrupt them. The Kraken ships maintained their perfect formation above Earth, their commanders certain of victory. They had conquered thousands of worlds, all more technologically advanced than Earth. Their algorithms predicted a 99.99% chance of Earth's submission. What they failed to factor into their calculations was that humanity's greatest achievements had always emerged from that 0.01% probability space. Admiral Chen stood before the hastily assembled Earth Defense Council, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. We have a plan. It's not the plan they expect. It's not even a plan that follows conventional military logic. But that's exactly why it might work. The council chamber buzzed with tension as she laid out the strategy. It was audacious, borderline insane, and exactly what humanity needed. They would use the quantum uncertainty principle itself as a weapon, turning the aliens' perfect order against them. As the deadline approached, humanity prepared not for surrender, but for the greatest unified action in its history. In labs, factories, and military bases across the planet, people worked with a single purpose. The Galactic Empire had made a crucial mistake. They had judged humanity by its technology level alone, failing to account for its creativity, adaptability, and most importantly, its absolute refusal to submit to tyranny. Supreme Commander Vexthor watched Earth's preparations with dismissive confidence. His civilization had spent millennia perfecting the art of conquest, reducing it to a pure science. The humans' frantic activities registered as nothing more than the final futile gestures of a doomed species. But in their arrogance, the Kraxan had overlooked a fundamental truth. Humanity's greatest weapon had never been its technology, but its ability to achieve the impossible through sheer determination and ingenuity. As the 72-hour deadline drew near, Admiral Chen sent a message to all Earth's defense forces. They expect us to behave according to their predictions. Let's show them why humanity has survived every catastrophe it has ever faced. We're about to rewrite their perfect equations with a little chaos of our own. The countdown to humanity's greatest test had begun. In 72 hours, the Galactic Empire would learn why Earth had never been conquered, despite all its apparent weaknesses. They were about to discover that the most dangerous species in the galaxy wasn't the one with the most advanced technology. It was the one that refused to accept defeat, no matter the odds. Operation Silent Thunder. 48 hours into humanity's deadline, the seemingly impossible began to take shape. In the depths of the Himalayas, a secret facility hummed with energy as Dr. Elena Rodriguez's quantum destabilization theory transformed from mathematical equations into reality. The beauty of it, she explained to Admiral Chen via secure quantum encrypted communication, is that we're not trying to match their technology. We're exploiting a fundamental blind spot in their entire civilization. Her hands danced across holographic displays, showing the complex wave patterns of the Kraxan shields. They built their empire on perfect predictability. We're about to introduce them to chaos theory. Around the globe, humanity's response took shape in ways the Kraxan could never have predicted. Chinese quantum computing experts collaborated with Silicon Valley programmers to create viral code that would exploit the rigid patterns in alien systems. Indian aerospace engineers worked alongside Brazilian metallurgists to modify civilian satellites into a web of quantum disruption nodes. In a repurposed mine shaft beneath the Sahara, General Park oversaw the assembly of humanity's first true space defense force. The vessels taking shape weren't the sleek, sophisticated warships the Kraxan would expect. Instead, they were deliberately crude-looking, containers of carefully controlled chaos designed to slip through the gaps in alien defenses. They're expecting us to either surrender or launch a conventional attack, Park briefed his international crew. We're going to do neither. Each of these ships carries a quantum destabilization core. When activated, they don't just attack the enemy's shields. They make reality itself unreliable within their vicinity. The first test came at dawn. A small Kraxan scout ship, confident in its superiority, ventured close to Earth's atmosphere to scan for military preparations. What happened next would change the course of the invasion. Lieutenant Maya Patel, piloting humanity's prototype vessel, Uncertainty, approached the scout ship. Her craft, barely larger than a passenger jet, appeared primitive compared to the alien vessel. The Kraxan commander didn't even bother raising shields. That was their first mistake. Activating quantum field, Maya reported calmly. The space around her ship began to ripple, not with conventional energy, but with probability itself. The Kraxan vessel's perfect systems suddenly faced something they were never designed to handle, a bubble of space where quantum uncertainty had been amplified to macroscopic levels. The effect was immediate and devastating. The scout ship's immaculate technology, dependent on perfectly predictable quantum states, began to fail. Its energy systems fluctuated wildly, its communications dissolved into gibberish, and its artificial gravity went haywire. Within minutes, the mighty Kraxan scout was reduced to a drifting hulk, its crew desperately sending distress signals that dissolved into quantum noise before they could reach the main fleet. Admiral Chen watched the feed from her command center beneath the Pacific. "Send the recording to every defense facility," she ordered. "Everyone needs to see that they can be beaten." The victory, though small, changed everything. Humanity had proven that David could still strike Goliath, not through superior strength, but through superior ingenuity. Supreme Commander Vexthor received the report of the scout ship's defeat with the first emotion he had shown since arriving at Earth: rage. "Impossible," he snarled, his geometric eyes flashing. "Their technology is primitive. Our models show they cannot possibly have developed quantum manipulation capabilities." But that was precisely why humanity's strategy worked. The Kraxan had expected Earth to try to match their level of technology. Instead, humanity had gone in the opposite direction, developing weapons that turned the aliens' technological superiority into a weakness. As the second day of the deadline drew to a close, Earth's preparation accelerated. The quantum destabilization technology was miniaturized and mass-produced in hidden factories across the planet. Every nation contributed what they could: resources, expertise, or simply human ingenuity. Dr. Cooper's team made another breakthrough in the Australian facility. "We found a way to cascade the effect," he announced to the Global Defense Council. "When one ship's systems are disrupted, it creates a quantum feedback loop that can affect nearby vessels. Their perfect formation works against them. It becomes a pathway for chaos to spread." The Kraxan remained unaware of the true nature of Earth's preparations. Their sensors, designed to detect conventional energy weapons and shield systems, were blind to the quantum disruption technology. They watched Earth's feverish activity with the same dismissive confidence that had served them well in thousands of previous conquests. 24 hours remained until the deadline. Humanity's fleet of chaos ships grew, each one a testament to the species' ability to innovate under pressure. They weren't pretty, they weren't elegant, but they were exactly what humanity needed: weapons that turned unpredictability into an advantage. Admiral Chen gathered the Earth Defense Force for their final briefing. "Tomorrow," she declared, "the Kraxan Empire learns that humanity doesn't follow anyone's rules but its own. They expect us to behave according to their models and predictions. Instead, we're going to show them why chaos has always been humanity's greatest ally." As the last hours ticked away, humanity prepared for its greatest gamble. The Kraxan Empire had conquered thousands of worlds through perfect order and predictability. They were about to face something their algorithms could never have prepared them for: a species that had turned uncertainty itself into a weapon. The Hidden Fleet. As the deadline approached its final hours, the Kraxan Empire witnessed something unprecedented. All across Earth's surface, hidden facilities began to open. From beneath mountains, deserts, and oceans emerged humanity's response to extinction, a fleet unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The ships rising from Earth's secret shipyards defied conventional design. Their hulls were deliberately asymmetrical, covered in patterns that seemed random, but were precisely calculated to amplify quantum uncertainty. Each vessel was a unique combination of human ingenuity and controlled chaos, built not to match Kraxan technology, but to unravel it. Supreme Commander Vexthor watched the emergence of Earth's fleet with growing unease. "Impossible," he muttered, his geometric eyes struggling to process the sensor readings. Their industrial capacity was measured. Their technological level was assessed. This cannot exist. But it did exist, and it was about to change everything. Admiral Chen coordinated the global launch from her mobile command center in the Mariana Trench. "All vessels, maintain quantum silence until synchronized activation," she ordered. "Remember your training. We're not fighting them on their terms. We're changing the rules of engagement entirely." The first wave consisted of 300 ships, each one piloted by crews drawn from every nation on Earth. They rose through the atmosphere in perfect disorder, their seemingly erratic movements masking a carefully orchestrated plan. Lieutenant Maya Patel, now commanding the advanced destroyer Heisenberg's Revenge, led the vanguard. "All ships, prepare quantum destabilization fields," she broadcasted. "Remember, we're not just fighting for Earth. We're fighting for every civilization these tyrants have enslaved." The Kraxan response was predictable, exactly as humanity had counted on. Their massive warships moved to intercept Earth's fleet, their perfect formation unchanged after countless victories across the galaxy. Their sensors registered Earth's vessels as primitive, barely worthy of attention. That's when humanity revealed its first surprise. "Execute Operation Butterfly," Admiral Chen commanded, naming the operation after the chaos theory principle, where small changes create massive effects. Across Earth's fleet, quantum destabilization fields activated simultaneously. The effect was beautiful and terrifying. Space itself seemed to shimmer as probability waves cascaded through the battlefield. The Kraxans' perfect formation became their perfect vulnerability, as quantum uncertainty spread from ship to ship through their precisely maintained spacing. "Their shields are failing," Maya reported, watching as the nearest Kraxan warship's energy systems fluctuated wildly. "They can't maintain quantum coherence." Moving to Phase 2. Phase 2 revealed humanity's second surprise. From Earth's surface, thousands of smaller craft launched quantum disruptor drones designed to amplify the chaos effect. They swarmed through space like digital locusts, each one carrying a miniaturized version of Dr. Rodriguez's quantum destabilization technology. The Kraxan fleet's response was confusion, then panic. Their weapons, designed to operate with perfect precision, became unreliable in the quantum chaos. Shots went wild, shields flickered, and communication systems dissolved into noise. "They're breaking formation," General Park observed from his command ship. For the first time in their history, the Kraxan Empire faces an enemy they can't predict. But the Kraxan weren't the most powerful empire in the galaxy by chance. As their front line fell into chaos, their rear vessels began to adapt. New shield configurations emerged, attempting to compensate for the quantum disruption. As expected, Dr. Rodriguez commented from her station at CE Arnon. "They're trying to impose order on chaos. Exactly what we prepared for. Admiral, recommend initiating the Cascade Protocol." Admiral Chen gave the order that would change the course of the battle. "All ships, activate quantum resonance cascade. Let's show them why humanity embraces chaos." The quantum disruption effect suddenly shifted, its pattern becoming even more complex. Each disabled Kraxan ship became a new source of quantum instability, creating a chain reaction that their rigid systems couldn't counter. Supreme Commander Vexthor watched in horror as his perfect fleet began to crumble. "This defies all strategic models," he raged. Their victory probability was calculated at 0. This cannot be happening. But it was happening. Humanity had taken the Kraxan Empire's greatest strength, its technological precision, and turned it into a catastrophic weakness. Where the aliens sought perfect order, humanity had weaponized uncertainty itself. The battle raged for hours, a dance of chaos versus order that redefined space warfare. Earth's fleet moved like a swarm of quantum hornets, their unpredictable patterns making them nearly impossible to target. The mighty Kraxan warships, for the first time in their history, found themselves fighting an enemy they couldn't understand. As the conflict reached its peak, Admiral Chen received an unexpected message. The quantum disruption had revealed something in the Kraxan fleet's communication patterns, a hidden vulnerability that could change everything. "All ships, maintain pressure," she ordered. "We've found their weakness, and it's bigger than we imagined. Prepare for Operation Checkmate." The first major battle for Earth's survival was ending, but the war was far from over. Humanity had proven it could fight back, but the Kraxan Empire still had vast resources at its disposal. The next phase would determine not just Earth's fate, but potentially the future of every civilization under Kraxan dominion. Counterstrike. The discovery made during the first battle changed everything. Dr. Elena Rodriguez worked through the night, analyzing the patterns revealed in the Kraxen's quantum-disrupted communications. What she found stunned even her. Their entire empire, she explained to the Earth Defense Council, is built on a quantum communications network. It's how they maintain control over thousands of worlds. But because they pride themselves on perfect order, the entire network follows the same rigid patterns we've already learned to disrupt. Admiral Chen leaned forward, her eyes gleaming with possibility. You're saying we can do more than just disrupt their ships. We can disrupt their entire empire. Precisely, Elena nodded. Every conquered world in their empire is connected through quantum entanglement. It's elegant, but it's also their greatest vulnerability. If we can inject enough chaos into their network, we can free every enslaved civilization. General Park finished. But they'll be expecting that now. They've seen what we can do. The Kraxen fleet had withdrawn to the outer solar system, regrouping while their scientists desperately tried to adapt their technology to resist Earth's quantum disruption. Supreme Commander Vex Thor had sent an urgent message to the Imperial Corps, requesting reinforcements. For the first time in the Empire's history, they faced an enemy that couldn't be defeated through superior firepower alone. But humanity wasn't waiting for the Kraxen to adapt. In facilities across Earth, a new plan was taking shape. Dr. Cooper's team in Australia had made another breakthrough, finding ways to encode quantum disruption patterns that could propagate through the Kraxen's own communication network. It's like a quantum virus, he explained. Once it enters their network, it will spread faster than they can contain it. Every attempt to stop it will only make the chaos spread further. Lieutenant Maya Patel led the first strike team. Her ship, Heisenberg's Revenge, had been modified with the new quantum virus technology. The mission was simple but crucial: get close enough to a Kraxen command ship to inject the virus into their network. The attack began at dawn. Earth's fleet launched in waves, but this time their apparent chaos masked an intricate plan. While the main fleet engaged the Kraxen in the outer solar system, Maya's strike team approached from behind Saturn, using the planet's rings to mask their quantum signatures. Target acquired, Maya reported as her ship closed in on a Kraxen command vessel, beginning quantum virus upload. The effect was immediate and cascading. The Kraxen command ship's perfect systems began to dissolve into quantum uncertainty, but this time the effect was different. Instead of just disrupting their technology, the quantum virus began to spread through their communication network. Admiral Chen watched from her command center as the virus propagated. Across the solar system, Kraxen ships began to lose coherence, their quantum networks becoming pathways for chaos to spread. But the true impact was happening light years away, as the virus reached out through quantum entanglement to touch every world in the Kraxen Empire. Supreme Commander Vex Thor realized too late what was happening. Sever all quantum links, he ordered desperately. Isolate the fleet. But it was too late. The very perfection of their network became its undoing. Every attempted shutdown, every emergency protocol only created new pathways for the quantum chaos to spread. The virus wasn't just attacking their technology. It was unraveling the very foundation of their empire. Messages began to flood in from across the galaxy. On thousands of conquered worlds, Kraxen control systems were failing. Slave races seized their chance at freedom, rising up against their weakened oppressors. The perfect order of the Kraxen Empire was dissolving into glorious chaos. All ships pressed the advantage, Admiral Chen commanded. Earth's fleet surged forward, their quantum disruption fields now synchronized with the virus's effects. The Kraxen formation, already struggling to maintain coherence, began to break apart. But victory wasn't assured yet. Even as their network crumbled, the Kraxen still possessed overwhelming firepower. Supreme Commander Vex Thor, his geometric eyes blazing with fury, ordered his remaining ships into a final, desperate formation. If we cannot have order, he raged, then let there be obliteration. The Kraxan fleet began to consolidate their remaining ships into a single massive weapon, drawing power from their failing networks in a last attempt to destroy Earth. The energy readings were beyond anything humanity's sensors could measure. "They're going to try to take us all with them," General Park warned. "All ships, prepare for emergency maneuvers." But Dr. Rodriguez's voice cut through the tension. "No, this is exactly what we need. Admiral, order all ships to maximize quantum disruption fields. They're doing our work for us." As the Kraxan fleet gathered their energy for one final attack, they created exactly what humanity had been fighting to achieve: a single point of perfect order that could be transformed into perfect chaos. The stage was set for the final confrontation. Humanity's quantum virus had freed the galaxy, but Earth itself still hung in the balance. Everything would come down to the next few moments, as order and chaos prepared for their ultimate clash. Humanity ascended. The void between Earth and Mars became an arena for the final battle between chaos and order. The remaining Kraxan ships, their perfect formation now a desperate gambit, gathered into a weapon of unprecedented power. Energy coursed between their vessels, creating a web of destructive potential that threatened to tear space itself apart. Supreme Commander Vex Thor's voice boomed across all frequencies. "If we cannot have order, we shall leave only void. Your chaos will die with you." But Admiral Sarah Chen saw something the Kraxan commander didn't: the beauty of their own destruction. Every attempt to gather power, to impose perfect order on an imperfect universe, only made them more vulnerable to humanity's quantum chaos. "All ships, execute Final Protocol Omega," she commanded. "Dr. Rodriguez, begin the resonance cascade." From her station at CERN, Elena Rodriguez initiated the sequence they had prepared for this moment. Every quantum disruption field in Earth's fleet synchronized, not to attack, but to amplify the Kraxan's own energy buildup. "Their weapon is perfect," Elena explained as she worked. "Too perfect. By trying to create an absolute order of destruction, they've made themselves vulnerable to absolute chaos." Lieutenant Maya Patel led the first wave, her ship Heisenberg's Revenge, dancing through space like a quantum ghost. Around her, Earth's fleet moved in patterns that appeared random but were precisely calculated to enhance the cascade effect. "Remember," Maya transmitted to her squadron, "we're not just fighting for Earth anymore. We're fighting for every species that ever faced extinction at their hands, for every civilization forced to submit to their perfect order." The Kraxan weapon continued to build power, drawing energy from their failing empire-wide network. But with each increment of power, the quantum virus spread further, turning their own technology against them. Dr. Cooper's voice cut through the tactical chatter. "The cascade is reaching critical levels. Their attempt to create perfect destruction is amplifying our quantum disruption exponentially. We need to pull back. What's about to happen has never been seen before in human history." Admiral Chen gave the order. Earth's fleet began a strategic withdrawal, maintaining their quantum fields but pulling back from the epicenter of what was about to become a new kind of catastrophe. Supreme Commander Vex Thor, his geometric eyes blazing with the combined power of his fleet, failed to recognize the trap until it was too late. The weapon they had created, designed to impose their will through perfect order, became a focal point for quantum chaos on a cosmic scale. The effect began slowly, almost beautifully. Space around the Kraxan fleet began to shimmer with quantum possibilities. Their ships, each one a marvel of precise engineering, started to exist in multiple states simultaneously. The perfect order they had sought to impose on the universe became its own undoing. By the Eternal Empire, Vex Thor's last transmission carried something humans had never heard in a Kraxan voice before: awe. "You've turned the fundamental forces of reality against us. How could we have been so blind?" The cascade reached its peak. In a flash that defied description, the Kraxan fleet disappeared, not destroyed, but transformed by their own hubris. Their attempt to impose absolute order had created a quantum singularity of chaos, erasing them from normal spacetime. As the light faded, Admiral Chen received the first reports from across the galaxy. The quantum virus had spread through every corner of the Galactic Empire, freeing thousands of civilizations. Their perfect network, designed to maintain control, had become the instrument of their own downfall. Dr. Rodriguez's analysis confirmed what they had achieved. "We didn't just defeat them," she explained to the Earth Defense Council. "We fundamentally changed the balance of power in the galaxy." Humanity has proven that technological superiority means nothing without the wisdom to use it properly. In the days that followed, Earth began receiving messages from other civilizations, former slaves of the Galactic Empire, now free to determine their own destiny. Many were far more technologically advanced than humanity, yet they had been unable to break free until Earth showed them that imperfection could be a strength. Admiral Chen stood before the United Nations, delivering the report that would shape humanity's future. "We faced extinction," she said, "and instead found our place among the stars. Not through overwhelming force or perfect technology, but by embracing what makes us uniquely human, our ability to find strength in chaos, to turn disadvantage into advantage, and to face impossible odds with creativity and determination." The quantum virus continued to spread through the galaxy, not as a weapon now, but as a safeguard against any future empire that might try to impose perfect order on the chaos of existence. Humanity had given the galaxy something it never knew it needed: the freedom to be imperfect. Lieutenant Maya Patel, standing on the observation deck of Heisenberg's Revenge, watched Earth's first diplomatic fleet prepare to depart. They carried not weapons or demands, but an offer to share what humanity had learned. That true strength comes not from imposing order, but from embracing the beautiful chaos of existence. A new age had begun. Humanity had not only survived its trial by fire, but had emerged as something new. Not conquerors or subjects, but guardians of a fundamental truth: that in an infinite universe there is no such thing as perfect order, and that is exactly as it should be. The end.